I'm so happy to be part of this campaign, directly or indirectly, in any way. Every time that I will see a young person try to make a change, whatever place they live, I want to be there to help. And I think all of us should help. And Charlie, I'm so happy that you're doing this. I'm so happy to say these words for you, because I know I represent a community, but more because I'm a woman, because I'm a mother, because I'm a human being, and you are the person that's honest. I know I have a difficult character, not many people like me, because I'm always fighting and we're always putting complaints about everything. Many doors have been closed to me, but you never close any door for nobody.
Amen.
Even people don't like you, you always are nice to them.
I know.
Somebody wants to punch you in the face, but you're still nice. So thank you so much, and we gotta give a big applause to Charlie Kratovil, our candidate for mayor and our future mayor.
Thank you, New Brunswick. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to Teresa for the great work that you do for our community. I am proud to call you all my family. And I just want to say a few words about Teresa. You are doing amazing work at your community center. I got to speak to the young people who you basically have been training to become civically engaged from a very young age. And they are some of the best and smartest kids in our community because of the work you do, so keep it up. And I want to thank my biological family who's here tonight and I'm very lucky to be where I am today. I wouldn't be there without their love and support. And I'm running to give back to the city that has given me so much. As Teresa said, I was lucky enough to go to Rutgers University. I'm honored to have gotten a degree from Rutgers University, and I am going to work as hard as possible to put that degree to work for the people of this city, because the people of this city need an advocate. They need someone to help lift them up, and we have great people like Teresa who've been working longer than I've been around to lift up the people of New Brunswick. And when we work together to do it, we can accomplish exponentially better results. So I'm here to tell you guys tonight about some of the successes that we've already had in the short time that I've been running to be your next mayor. When I announced the campaign in June, the City Council was considering privatizing our 911 dispatchers. And they were on the verge of doing that. And then I declared my candidacy and I came out against it. And I'm proud to report that as of today, the individuals who were working for the New Brunswick Police and wanted to continue to work in the public sector are working for the Rutgers University Police Department. They are handling our 911 calls at their state-of-the-art call center. So that's already one victory we can count. I am super grateful to some of the great organizations we have in this city. A friend of mine who is a part of our family, Jim Walsh, helped start the New Jersey chapter of Food and Water Watch here in downtown New Brunswick, and they have done some amazing things in these past 10 years since he did that. One of those things, perhaps the biggest accomplishment here at the local level, just happened a couple weeks ago. The New Brunswick City Council voted unanimously to approve the most aggressive and progressive clean energy ordinance in the state of New Jersey. So credit to everyone who was involved in that. That's another success for our movement. We've got to keep the pressure going and get that ordinance adopted in other communities, because New Brunswick can only do so much. We are a leader now, and that's what I want New Brunswick to be. So thank you to everybody who did that. I did my part. I signed the petition. I came to the meetings, but the folks who actually led that charge deserve the credit. So thank you for the hard work that you've done, Food and Water Watch. And this coming week, you can see another success. For years, I've been complaining about the lack of bus shelters in New Brunswick. Rutgers University runs the largest university bus system in our country. And at the most popular stop in their system, they haven't had a shelter for years. I'm talking, of course, about the old grease trucks. So now they call it the yard. And when they did that construction project, they tore down the shelter there and never replaced it. You might have seen work is ongoing to build a new bus shelter there that's going to protect people from the elements, protect them from the heat, and ultimately make their New Brunswick experience better and help get more people riding the buses. For those of you who've been following the campaign, you know that I'm all about public transportation and improving our access to it. This is an issue that has gone by the wayside in New Brunswick. The leaders haven't done what they need to do to make sure people have access who don't have cars. This has been a car-centric city for far too long. We've been bringing folks in from out of town, which is great, but we need to find ways to address the crippling parking problem and the traffic and the bad intersections and make it safe for cyclists like my dad back there and for people to who walk, people who can't afford a car, kids who can't drive legally, people who would rather not own a car, would rather not pollute our environment. And so I'm going to work to be the mayor that cleans up New Brunswick. That's what I'm running to do. And, we can talk about the track record of the incumbents. We can talk about the corruption problems that have plagued our city and given us a bad name. I could list all the dirty dozen folks who got indicted, from the water utility, folks in the neighborhood preservation program who were guilty of federal crimes. I could talk about the police misconduct. We could talk about that all day. But a wise man once said, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And so I'm here today not to talk about the negatives. It's very easy to talk about the negatives. We can all complain. I'm here today to tell you about what I want to do, what my vision is, and I want to earn your support. I don't want you to vote for me just because you don't think that the current administration is doing all they should. I want you to vote for me because you believe in me. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I want to do. Another victory of our campaign is we have laid out a comprehensive vision for a new Brunswick bus system. One that will actually be easy to understand, user-friendly, bilingual, and be able to connect our neighborhoods with neighboring communities like Highland Park and North Brunswick. This is long overdue, and the city can do it. If the city steps up, we can make it happen. We've unfortunately had a situation where all the folks in power point fingers at each other and say, well, why don't you do it? Why don't you do it? Well, we're New Brunswick. We're going to step up and we're going to make it happen. If I win, I will create this bus system. We'll have electric buses, zero emissions, so that we can take some of these dirty buses off the road, take more of the cars off the road, and address the parking problem here, and help people who don't have a car, can't afford a car, or just don't want a car get to where they want to do. This is going to help our economy. It's going to help the businesses here. It's going to give people better New Brunswick experiences so that instead of having the experience of getting a parking ticket or having your car towed, you're going to have the experience of being able to go out and enjoy some of the great things our city offers and be able to use public transit to get where you need to go. This is, like I said, a long time coming. We need this in our city. And if we do this, we can enable the city to grow in a way where we're not maxing out our road infrastructure, where we're not making it a dangerous place to cross the street or to ride a bike, but where we can actually grow the city, bring in more residents, and help the businesses be able to bring in more people here. One of the things I want to do is abolish the New Brunswick Parking Authority. It could happen. We can do it. Jersey City did it, and they're saving money because they did it. I don't know if you know this, our parking authority is in a ridiculous amount of debt, $390 million. All of us are guaranteeing that debt. As the city taxpayers, we're on the hook for that debt. So our elected officials should be in control of that agency, not have appointed authorities telling us how we're going to pay down that debt or what moves we're going to have to make to do that. The city residents and our elected leaders need to be in control, and we need to move away from this car-centric development pattern that we've been doing for way too long. You might not know this, we're the parking debt capital of New Jersey. We have more public parking garages than anywhere else. We're right next to one right now, and ultimately things are changing. We need to get away from this before it's too late and before we're stuck with all the debt and all the parking decks, and we don't even have a decent bus system. We need to transition right away, and I'm the person who's been thinking about this for a long time, and I'm ready to make those moves. We can get rid of our parking authority, save money, and actually start to fix the parking problem. There's a vested interest that the parking authority has in continuing the problem, right? They want people to pay. They want people to park in the decks. And I don't think that's serving our residents or our visitors, people who come here and are paying some of the highest parking rates in the state. We can do better, and we will do better. And I want everybody here to know that over the course of the next 10 weeks, we're going to be laying out that vision. And I'm going to be telling folks that they can expect parking relief. And I'll be laying out my plans for how we're going to do that. We've been laying out the plans for the bus system. This is something that's going to bring us the clean air we deserve, and also help connect people with economic opportunities, educational opportunities, help kids get to positive activities so they can make friends, build their skills, and stay out of trouble. And ultimately, help people get to grocery stores, healthy food, doctor's appointments, and shopping opportunities so that people aren't stranded in their neighborhoods. This is the New Brunswick I want. I want a connected New Brunswick where we're not each stuck in our own neighborhood, but where we can be connected with a legitimate, comprehensive bus system. Secondly, I'm going to be laying out reforms that we're going to bring to the New Brunswick water utility. I'm sure some of you have read about the scandals, egregious things where folks were lying to the public about the quality of the drinking water here. I've already promised them. We will tell the public whenever there's a problem. Problems happen, but the problems become exponentially worse when you don't own up to them. People could have been hurt or killed, and we'll never know what the negative aspects of that cover-up really meant. We saw one person imprisoned over that, and now, on November 2nd, just a few days before all of us go to the polls, there's going to be 2 more water utility employees sentenced for corruption. The scheme that we shined a light on with the famous water meter, where they were ripping off the ratepayers here to the tune of $500,000 to give their landlord buddies big discounts. That's unacceptable. We all pay for the water infrastructure, and we shouldn't be paying extra to subsidize these folks who are part of the problem, right? All of us, the regular people, deserve clean water, and I'm going to give you the clean water that we deserve. We're going to reform the water utility, we're going to clean up the corruption in that agency, and in every other part of the government, because ultimately, what we all deserve is a clean government. And so, what we've had in New Brunswick is a government that is unaccountable, right? That's one of the reasons I'm running. And we're already seeing the changes that happen when voters have a choice. Folks are registering to vote, folks are paying attention to the issues, and ultimately, we're going to increase the voter turnout this year, which is a victory in and of itself. So I want you all to know that you're part of a movement that is bringing democracy back to New Brunswick, a great city that deserves better, and we can achieve that. Yes.
54% of the property in New Brunswick is tax abated.
Yes, so we have a big issue here where a lot of these big buildings that are being put up are not paying a dime into the school system. And our schools need that money. We can't continue the same thing that's been going on for decades now, right? Our city deserves better. We need to look out for the children. They are the future of our city, and that's why they need a clean environment. They need the clean air and the clean water, but they also need a school system that's going to serve all of the residents of New Brunswick. And unfortunately, we've had a system that these folks that live in the big buildings are expected to not send their kids to the public schools for a variety of reasons. And we want to have a school system where everyone can be confident their kid's going to get a quality public education. And in order to do that, the folks who put up these buildings need to chip in and pay their fair share to our schools. And so I promise that I will not sign any tax exemption agreement that does not provide funding for our school system. And I want to thank you for bringing up that issue, because that is part of the crux of the problem. And you know, I know that my opponent has a different vision, but ultimately things are changing, and it's time for a change. A lot of folks recognize that it's not good for the city to have the same leadership for 3 decades. And I want all of you to know that I am promising right here and right now that I will not serve more than 2 terms as mayor, because we should have term limits. Democracy is better when there are changes, when people can actually make way for the next generation. And I want to see others step up and run. I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing this to shake things up, wake people up, and ultimately get more people involved. We won't be successful if it's just me running. We need folks to run for the county committee. We need folks to run for the city council. We need folks to run for the Board of Education. And it's the only way that we will get what we deserve. If we continue to have low turnout, low registration, and only one choice on the ballot, we can expect poor outcomes. We can expect the status quo to continue, because change doesn't come without a movement. So all of you are here because I need you. You know, I need support. I need your love and support. I need you to spread the word to folks who might be eligible, but for whatever reason haven't registered. Let them know this is the year. This is the year to register. Whether they care about the national scene or the county or New Brunswick, we need folks to register. We need to double the turnout. Last time, the incumbent got 3,000 votes. And he had no opponent. There were 3,000 people that cast a vote for mayor in our city of almost 60,000 people. Think of the change that will come if we can double that number. Regardless of who wins, may the best man win. But if we can get 6,000 people involved in the election and keep moving that number up, we can improve the quality of our democracy. We can improve the pressure that will be on whoever the next mayor is to do the right thing and do right by those people. A lot of people ask me why I'm running as an independent. Well, because I don't want to be responsible to a party before the people. I'm running to represent all of New Brunswick and not any political party. I'm an independent. I'm running to do this for the people. And I hope that all of you will support me and spread the word, because we have a really powerful chance to make a major difference in this great city. I know all of you are here because you care about New Brunswick. It's not about me, it's about our city. And so together we can make that change. We can put the people first finally, and we can win this thing. So thank you so much, everyone. Please, please, please tell your friends, register to vote. That's the name of the game, and we can do it together. Please sign up to volunteer and grab a shirt on your way out. Thank you very much for all your time and support.